I don't really know what to say. I don't know what to say. This is a follow-up video, Thailand holiday girlfriend. So many comments on that video. So many misconceptions that I don't even know where to start, but the best place to start is probably this misconception of exploitation. Man, I don't know what my recommendation would be. Maybe start watching TV or reading mainstream newspaper, but I really don't know. Does this exist? Exploitation and slavery? Absolutely. Absolutely does it exist. Is this what I'm talking about? Absolutely not. This could not be further from the truth. And this is what the guys don't understand. They live in some fantasy. They have never been to Thailand. They've never actually talked to a freelancer probably. And they have this idea of slavery. They're being forced to do this. They being kidnapped from some town in northern Thailand, the passport taken away, and now they have to do this. Look, what I'm talking about, the freelancer is a regular girl, normal girl, maybe between 20 and 30 years old, that kind of likes to with foreigners, okay? And maybe she does this 10 times, maybe 20 times, and then she's like, you know what? This is fun, like I'm hooking up with these guys that I like, but they always stump me. Like this, I don't like this. So you know what? Next time I'm just gonna ask for money. I'm still gonna only go with the guys that I like, that I have a good time with, or for whatever reason, you know, that I enjoy. I'm not gonna go with any guy. Same thing. I'm just gonna go out again, you know, meet the guys that I like to meet anyway, but I'm gonna ask for money. Or maybe, just maybe, you know, I'm gonna save for a house or for my family, whatever. And this is a better way than working, you know, I don't know, 10 hours a day. Same thing, right? Same thing as a regular girl. The only difference is that she says, you know what? We're gonna skip the whole dating thing. A regular girl might say, you know what? I would like to be taken out for a date. We'll have dinner. Maybe then you entertain me and we do something. I don't know what that could be. And that's it. And the other girl says, you know what, we can skip that. Same thing. I'm not going to go with a guy that I don't like or that I find disgusting. Only going to go with the guys that I like. And this is the big thing that you have to get into your head. If you've been brainwashed by mainstream media, this is not exploitation. This is not being forced. This is entirely up to them which guy they choose. Or if they want to go with a guy on that day or not go out at all. That's it, okay? And once you understand this, I think maybe you have a different perspective, because if I'm thinking this is exploitation, they're being forced, of course I would think this is horrible, this is disgusting, how can this even exist? But this is not what I'm talking about here, and I never recommend to go to any places where the girls are being forced, or, you know, of course common sense and decency will dictate that you only do this in the context of, you know, the girl actually likes you, she wants to go with you, and she does it for the money, yeah, but she still has decided to do this, right? That's it. End of the story. So once you realize this, then you might understand that what many guys, or what you would do with a regular girl is the exact same thing as with a freelancer in many cases. The only difference is the setup and the form of payment. You know, the regular girl might say, date, let's gonna date, let's do this, let's do that. The freelancer says, instead of the date, let's just give me money. And to, you know, further illustrate what I mean, let's look at this clip because I think it makes a very good point.
Let's do it.
Both of you are under arrest for prostitution.
It's not prostitution.
You paid her to have sex.
No, I paid her to have sex and we're filming it. So technically it's not prostitution, it's a porno.
Oh. Well, as long as you're filming and selling it, it's legal. Enjoy your day.
You know what I mean? This is the thing. Girl says, you know, pay me, and you actually do. Oh, that's bad. Same girl, if you say, you know what, let's meet 9 p.m. for dinner date, and afterwards then you take her to your place, then it's suddenly fine, you know? What's the difference? I don't think there's a difference. You know, if the girl voluntarily decides to meet up with you, no difference, just a different payment. Also, don't make the mistake of comparing apples and oranges, because a lot of times when I talk about this whole thing, or holiday girlfriend, or even freelancers in general, guys bring up the argument, or they say, you know what, this is nothing like I have a Thai girlfriend, and this is completely different. I mean, what? Really? You think I'm comparing this to a relationship? You think I'm telling you that a freelancer or pay for play is better than a relationship? These are two completely different things. All I'm saying, a freelancer or when you pay your girl is almost the same thing as a one-night stand or as a hookup, right? That's all I'm saying. I never said, you know what, it's the same thing as a long-term relationship. Those are completely different things. Another thing that I see often in the comment section is it's pathetic or something along those lines. And I'm willing to talk about anything, discuss anything, no problem. But when somebody says something is better than something else, I would expect the guy to have experience with both things, right? You can't just say this is better than the other, a regular girl is better than a freelancer, but you've never tried a freelancer. And in many instances, when I see a comment like this, the guy has not had any experience with freelancers. So try it out and then come back and we discuss it, right? Because what I see, I know at least a dozen guys like this, they have never tried freelancers. Then once they try them, it's like, whoa, this is actually no different than a regular girl. And then, you know, I wouldn't say they do it all the time, but it's like whenever they feel like it, they're just like, you know what, I'm not going to waste time with a regular girl. I'm just going to go with a freelancer because I want that experience now. And that's it. And personally, this is just my theory about it, is that it has, that number one, it's an ego thing when guys say it's pathetic, because why would you say that? If you have no problems with it, like if it's not an ego thing, you would just say, you know, I prefer this over that. I like this, I don't like that. But you wouldn't say this is so bad. But then when you're very emotional about it, I think it's an ego thing. And what I've seen personally, my theory is that this is often coming from guys that haven't maybe had enough experience with regular women. You know, I've had guys say the paying for it is kind of like, it's a turn off. It's like it doesn't do anything for them. It actually turns them off. But once the same guys have had a bit of experience with regular women and something clicks in their head where they say, you know what, I used to say that guys pay for girls because they can't get regular girls. You know what, I actually realized I can get regular girls. It's like not a big deal. It's just I don't want to put in the time anymore. Once that it clicks in their head that they can actually get girls and they are actually confident about it, then they say, you know what, I don't need to prove anything anymore. I can get girls, so I simply decide in, you know, today or this month that I'm not willing to put in time with girls. I'm just going to pay for it. But in the back of my mind, I know I'm not doing it to escape or to because I have no other option. It's just a choice that I make, okay? And I think that's the big difference. But you guys can let me know if, you know, if you agree with that or if you have a different opinion. And maybe the final point that I wanted to make here is the idea of that traditional Thai girl. A lot of guys say, you know, there's the freelancer and then there is the girl that they meet, that they go on a date with, which is the traditional, you know, good Thai girl. And I was talking to a girl that I had met, you know, a while ago, a few months ago, and I asked her, well, I don't really know what the discussion was, but I said, you know what, this is like, you know, common practice, right? You meet a Thai girl and then you hook up with that girl on the first date, on the second date. And she said, no, not at all. This is not the case at all. And I said, what are you talking about? I mean, this is every guy that I know, myself, etc. And she said, no, this is the girls that speak English. The real traditional Thai girls, they don't even speak English. They don't even meet white guys. So the girls that you're thinking of when you're meeting regular girls are not the traditional, you know, good Thai girls. There might be good Thai girls, but these are not the traditional. These are already like the westernized Thai girls. So maybe that kind of like changes the perspective. So then a question has been, when is the best time to actually pull this off? If you, let's say you go to Thailand, you want a holiday, your girlfriend, the whole setup, low season, high season, low season, high season. Is there a big difference? Of course, it would always depend on the girl, right? But just a theoretical example, let's say during high season, she has 20 guys interested in her. low season, she has 10 guys interested in her per day. If she decides to only go with 1 or 2 guys per day, right? Any additional interest beyond those 2 guys becomes somewhat irrelevant. Of course, this example is not totally accurate because the girl might raise the price, but in general, I personally would not worry about it because there's so many other factors. Just go for what you want, and if the deal you make with the girl is okay for you, then go ahead, and if not, then you talk to another girl. But all this theory about peak season, low season, prices, advantages, benefits, downsides is kind of like nonsense because you never know. You could also say, during peak season, more guys, but also more girls. So it kind of balances out, supply and demand, so to speak. At the end of the day, go whenever you think it's best for you or when you can take time off work, and that's it. That's my answer. Anyway, let me know your thoughts on this follow-up video in the comment section below, and I'll see you in the next video.